Hi everyone and welcome to Flosstube number 52. Today I have a bunch of cross stitching, I have a teeny tiny haul, and then I have some fun things that have happened in my life. That is kind of the schedule. You might be hearing my cat meowing in the background. I can't really do anything about it, but anyhow, it is the 17th of May today. It is a Friday. Recording during my lunch hour seems to be the perfect time for recording, so that is what I do. I have cut my bangs. I haven't had bangs in so many years, and it kind of adds a cuteness to me, don't you think? I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. Anyhow, let's jump into the cross stitching. But first, if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back. It warms my heart that you want to spend some time with me. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Marika. I come from Stockholm, Sweden, where I live with my boyfriend and my 2 cats. And this is a channel mostly about cross stitching. So, for my cross stitching, I am going to start with a couple of statistics. So for the past 2 weeks, 14 days, I have stitched on 5 projects. I have stitched in total 10,597 stitches. It's a little bit lower than last period because I have been working for a week, and I also have been doing a couple of other things in between, and then stitching kind of takes a little bit of a back seat. However, I think 10,000 stitches in 2 weeks is okay. It's okay. So let me start where I left you off. I left you off with Gamer Nouveau. I had stitched about 1,000 stitches on her because she's a lady, and I had 500 more stitches for her left on my WIP goals for her, which I have finished. Spoiler alert. So now my WIP goals for May is done, but this is how it's supposed to look. I am stitching the kit from Gecko Rouge. Gecko Rouge no longer sells this kit, however you can find the pattern on the Medusa Dollmaker's website, and it is linked in down below. So it is stitched 2/1 on 25 count easy grid by Zweigart, and this is where she is. And guys, I stitched in total with the 1,000 stitches that I stitched on last week. I have stitched 3,500 stitches since the 1st of May on her. So 2,500 stitches since you last saw the little edge. So this is how she looks now. Now, the reason for adding a bunch of stitching, I was very excited to stitch on her. I really enjoyed stitching, and I had only stitched for about 2 days when I hit my 1,500 stitch goals. So I decided to add a couple more days in. I want to finish this row so that I have all of the stitches in to the edge. So yeah, that is where I'm going with her. So after putting her down, because as I said before, I am finding more and more that I have like a 4 to 5 day stitch period, and then I start getting a little bit itchy, a little bit such, and I can see that my stitch count is getting lower and lower and lower because I get more easily distracted. So then I kind of try to jump, either just stitch a couple of days, but at most stitch 4 to 5 days at a time. Very often it's just enough to just do a little project in between and then go back to something. But I do think that she is going to be put away until next month because I have some plans for this month. Strange. Me going by the seat of my pants, I actually have plans. Project number 2. So when I had done those 3,500 stitches, I felt I needed something else. I think it was last period I started a project called Dreamy Ship. It is from World of Cross Stitching magazine, and it is stitched, let's see, there it is, from issue 346. It was charted to go on white fabric. I chose to do it on a vintage teal marble by Zweigart. This is how it was supposed to look like, being white and all. And this is how it looks finished, because I picked it up and I finished it. The reason for picking it up was that I realized that I only had 2 to 3 days left. I had a new start that was going to start on the 9th. I think I put in 30 stitches on that on the 9th, but it was starting on the 9th, like the evening for me on the 9th. So this, I thought maybe I could finish it before then, and I did. I had days to go when this was finished. So there you are. That's how it looks. I have made, I have done the switching of fabrics, but I also have made 2 more changes on this project. The first one is that all of the light purple that are around everywhere were supposed to be in half stitches, and I think a part of that was because to lighten up the purple. However, because I'm stitching on blue, it didn't really lighten it up, it just made it very much bluer. So I just stitch full cross. If I would do this again, I would probably just stitch it 1 purple, 1 white strand, because most of this is stitched 2/2. And do that because they do have 2 other blends in this project. The other thing is these little, like, I don't know, the border here, little border here, that was not filled in. It had like little blue stitches around, and then it was open, and because it was a white fabric it looks really good. However, with the blue fabric I decided to add some white stitches to it. So as you can see, I filled that in, but those are the only 2 changes I made, and that was only to compensate the fabric. So yeah, that is my only finish for these past 2 weeks, but it is a finish. What I'm gonna do with it, I don't know. It was a very spontaneous start. I think I'm gonna do it like a little flag or something and give it to my brother, but that might be what I do with it, not sure. After finishing that, I still had a couple of days to go before the start on the 9th of May. So after talking to you, making these videos really also can help me sort through my thoughts. I was talking about AI in last week's video and how the mini sunset owl was AI, and it was a freebie. They no longer have it over on Artecy, and I'm not comfortable stitching AI. However, I've gotten so far and I do want to change something, or I do want to finish something of this piece. And in the end, I decided I am just going to finish the rest of the row. It's a little bit over 50%. And actually something that made my decision more firm fast. I'm going to put it here if I can, and kind of zoom in. Look at these talons. Those are not beautiful owl feet. They look terrible, and I don't want to fix them or anything. I'm just not gonna stitch them. I'm just gonna let it be. But this is the whole picture if you want to see how it was supposed to be, and this is how far I come. I have put in a lot of stitches. This is very slow going, so I probably only put in a couple of thousands into this past period, but I've gotten, you see how far close I am to finish this off. So that is how, this is what I'm going to let it be. I'm not going to stitch further down. I'm just gonna let it be this way, and I don't think I'm gonna put it on a frame or anything. When I started stitching it, because it is an even square, I was thinking about having it like on an 8x8 frame, one of those little thicker frames, but I now decided that I'm most likely going to do like a bag or something, just a simple bag of it, because like it is a cute design. It's just like I'm not happy that it's AI. And I did see some of you comment like, well, you didn't know, you can just continue finishing on. The reason why I'm choosing to finish it here is because I'm not happy stitching on this. It's not bringing me joy anymore now that I know that it is AI. So as Marie said, if it doesn't bring you joy, let it go. But I'm gonna finish it so that I have something, because then I actually can use it for something. But yeah, that is where it is. And I'm keeping it in the frame. There's a little bit of stitching on the end here that you can't see, but I'm keeping it in the frame because every time I have a couple of days in between projects, I'm gonna stitch on this, and I'm hoping to finish it by the end of May. Otherwise I will finish it by the end of June. So yeah, that was project number 3. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Project number 3. Then we have project number 4. And that is the 9th of May start. And that is the Arctic Animal SAL by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Now, this is what is supposed to look like. I recharted some of it. I know. I don't know how I feel about that, but I felt I wanted to. But this is what it's supposed to look like. So I am using the same threads. I have changed the fabric. The fabric that I'm using is this. I'm gonna show you in a while, but this is Azure Blue 32 count Zweigart even weave. I really love the color, and this is how mine looks. Look. This is my little piece of the Arctic Animal SAL. I really love this. I loved how it came out. So what I have changed, just so you know, I removed the grey outlines on the little foxes. They had little outlines on their noses. I really enjoyed how the little foxes looked just like they are. So I didn't want to add those outlines, so I decided not to. The other thing I've done is that this shirt has like big signs where the name of the animals are, and I wanted to have the names in. However, I stitched everything except those boxes, and it looks so airy and beautiful, and I really loved it. I wanted the names, but I didn't want the signs. I didn't like the font of the signs. And previous years when I have stitched projects, and I've loved like 90% of them, I either haven't stitched them because those 10% that I didn't like, or I had stitched them and then I haven't really made something of them because I didn't love the project because of those 10%. So in this case, I just I recharted the alphabet, or so it's just a very simple alphabet. It says Arctic Fox and Vole down there because that is what it said on the signs, and I did the Arctic Fox in blank to match the foxes, and then I used the same brown as the voles. But they're super adorable, and I really like this project, but I'm a little bit like, should I really reshart someone else's charts? But I really wanted it to make it mine, because in the end it's gonna be sitting on my wall. So yeah, that is Arctic Foxes by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and that was the key for May. So now I'm waiting for the next key to come. So this is a finish for now, while we're waiting for the next mystery key to come along. So after that, I actually went back and stitched a little bit on the owl just to get that done. But on the 13th of May, I had a new start, and that is what we're going to talk about, because this is a SAL that I'm running, and I know I didn't talk about it with you last week because I didn't know that was going to be a SAL. The thing was, I knew I'm going to have a 13th of May start, and that was going to be something that was reminiscence of my grandmother on my father's side, because it was her birthday. She passed away over 20 years ago, so she hasn't been with us, but I really felt that I wanted to have a piece for her. And so I had planned previously that I would have a piece from Teresa Kugat because it fitted with the projects where on the wall where I'm gonna put it. However, it didn't fully fit with my grandmother. And then I was watching Calico Whimsy's videos because she apparently inspires me a lot. And she was showcasing a couple of dimensions while she was choosing her next project. And one of the projects she showed was the Paris Market. I have never seen the Paris Market. It was my first time seeing that kit. It is still in print. I have linked it down below if you want to see it. It's beautiful. This is how it looks, but if you want to go in and kind of look more at it, there will be links, but this is how it looks. And it reminded me so much about my grandmother. My grandmother actually spent some time in her childhood in Marseille. I'm pretty sure it's Marseille. And she had this little painting, it wasn't more bigger than this, which depicted like a little street scene in Marseille. It was hanging in her hallway. And I love that picture. And when I saw the Paris Market, it was so reminding me of that picture, and I'm like, I want to stitch this. So I actually sent a message to Calico, Christine, and said, hey, do you want to start this with me? And then everything started rolling, so now it's a whole SAL. So hashtag Paris Market SAL if you want to stitch this specific stitch with me that I mentioned stitch. However, I also have hashtag Farmor SAL if you want to stitch something for your nana or your grandmother. Now I've already started mine because it was the 13th and I was a little bit late. All of this came out on Instagram and a little bit on Facebook, so if you don't follow me on those platforms, I do understand if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I was considering making a video last Saturday, but I didn't have time. The recording of a video takes maybe, this one probably will take me half an hour or something, but half an hour to an hour, so basically my whole lunch. But the editing takes a little bit of time, and I had like just 1 hour between I got home before I had to leave again. That was it during the whole day. So I didn't have time, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's a SAL if you want to join me. So because of that, now that I talked about the SAL and why and all, here is how far I have gotten, which is actually quite far. So this is the corner, this is the lower left corner. I usually start in the top left corner. And I think I start in the top left corner because I am right-handed, so then my stitch, I always have my hand not on the stitches but just on the fabric, and I think that is one of the reasons why I do it. But also like I like how projects kind of just show up. However, this project have houses here, so I do want to have them as my last project because I really love the houses. And then I decided that there's a lot of flowers and a lot of backstitching here, so I thought if I get those kind of out of the way, it should kind of speed up later. But yeah, this is where I am, and that is around 5% of the project. So this is gonna be a big project. It's gonna take some time, but yeah, that is my last start of this past 2 weeks. Now I have been spending about 4 days on that. What is it? It's the 17th. So yeah, 4 days on that, and I'm seeing my stitches slow down. I'm starting to lose momentum, so I am going to hop on over and stitch something else. I have a couple of projects that I need to get done that is on my docket, so we'll see if I just put the owl in the frame for a couple of days while I kind of plan those things out. So one of them is the ATC swap that you can join over on Instagram. Heather from Link is My Homeboy has an Instagram account that is called like swaps and ATCs, ATC and swaps. I will link her in the description down below. Anyhow, she does 2 swaps concurrently. One is a bigger swap where you do a project that is like, it's a small project, but it's going to be a fully finished project, and you also send a little bit of a swap present, and you also have the ADC project where you're just making a little ADC that you send off together with like a card or something that you wrote a little note in and send out, which I think is very cute. And I actually got mine the other day. It was a beautiful one. But yeah, so I need to make a pattern for that one, or kind of figure that out. The latest one is We Go Together, and in my mind it's just the song from Grace, We Go Together, like da 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 da. Yeah, I'm not gonna sing it because copyright, but yeah, you kind of get it. So that is what is in my mind. So I have a couple of ideas and I want to kind of figure out what to do to send out, because you have a very limited space. You have 2.5 by 3.5 inches. That is what an ATC card is. So that is all the space I have to make something. So we'll see what I will do. But yeah, so that is one of the projects I have planned for the next couple of weeks. That was all of my stitching and kind of a little bit about my plans. I am going to head straight in to haul. So, haul. I have just a little itty bitty haul this time. It's just mine haul. My package for my birthday came in. So around, I think the 10th of April, I put in an order with 123 Stitch, and it took about a month for it to get here. And it's a lot of variegated threads. These are all classic Colorworks threads. I'm kind of working on a full set of them. I have really been loving using the DMC variegated threads, the DMC color variations and colores. So they have like 3 different ranges of them, but they are very, very limited. They don't have a lot of colors. They're between 10 and 20 colors, and yeah, I've been wanting more. So I have decided to go in and buy some classic Colorworks. So on the 10th of April, which was 4 days before my birthday, I went in on 123 Stitch, discovered they actually shipped to Sweden for $4.99. So it's very cheap. It takes about a month to arrive here. So if I'm gonna have it specifically for a project, I either have to be very far ahead, or I need to find another place to get them. But I picked some out. So they're around 45, 47. I don't remember the exact number, but yeah, they're mixture. Right now I have them in number order, but I'm thinking maybe put them in color order, because it's not gonna be like the DMC where I have a pattern, I'm going to use it for that pattern, I'm going to look for them for numbers. I am probably just going to put them in for like my own patterns, or for just like replacing. So now I have a whole range of these beautiful variegated threads, because I love variegated threads. They are very subtly variegated, some of them, and some of them have a little bit more. I think one of my favorite is the Cotton Garden, which is a very light green and purple. Let's see if I can hide my eyes and you can see this. But yeah, light purple, light green. That is one of my favorites. I wanted like a fuchsia pink. I don't think I got one, but that would be awesome. Like really fuchsia bright pink, like my hair. And yeah, no, I got a whole bunch of them. So this was my birthday present. So it was a investment in threads. I'm hoping to pick up more at a later date. The second package I have, now I don't know exactly which are which, so I'm just going to show you my bag of the variegated. This is color variegations and colors like a little bit mixed up, and these, most of them are new because I designed a new pattern. I have designed a new pattern, which was a long time coming. and I really love my pattern. I'm hoping to do more of them. It was super fun. I found a new on Instagram. There were a designer that showed a pixel program that you can use, and then you can kind of put it into my charting software, and I can do a little bit of changes, and then we can get it to be. And it was so much fun coloring, or doing that. So I did. And then I have a border on it, and I wanted to have that border in a certain color. And I found a color I wanted it in from my DMC chart, like thread chart. I needed to order it, and they couldn't travel alone. You need to have an order of a minimum of like $15 or something for them to send it to you. So I picked some more up. But these are colores, and also American color variations. I found that American color variations actually have a lot more than the European have. So those I'm not going to look at, but these are my color variations from Europe. And yeah, look at all of those beautiful colors. I was looking for a green one. I think I was looking for 4030, which is, I don't know, one of these colors. Anyhow, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. This is the 4030. It's a blue green one. This one. So that is one little teaser. That is most likely the one I'm gonna have for border for my project. And I will stitch that up. That is another plan I have in the next 2 weeks, to get that stitched up and see if you will enjoy that. Yeah. The last couple of things that I bought is some Veblen. I'm not sure if this can handle heat, and I was going to use it as like interfacing for quilting. Don't know if it's gonna work. We'll see. These are like things that I bought that I thought was one thing and I got something else. This is lightweight Craftybit, and I thought it would be much thicker because I thought it would. It says it is for bags, so I thought it was like the foamy interfacing that you use for bags. This was not it, but I will be using it for something. It's just not the projects that I was looking for. But yeah, that was all of my haul. So let's talk a little bit about life. So life, guys, life has been both a little bit rainy but also a little bit good. I've been talking to a lot of doctors in the last few weeks, and it has been highs and lows and everything around it. But at the end of it, what is coming out of it is that I have my first meeting for autism evaluation in a private setting next week, which is just awesome. Next week. I am so looking forward to that. A little bit scared. Well, I'm a lot bit scared. It's just an introductory meeting, and they will then come and say if they think I should have an evaluation or not. So it's basically almost the same meeting as the meeting I had with my therapist, but now for the private clinic. So they are going to do the same. And it is an introductory meeting. It's gonna cost me about $150 because this is not part of the kind of subsidized healthcare. It is a private healthcare, so it's gonna be expensive. I think their webpage said somewhere between 30 and 40,000, so Swedish, which is $3,000 to $4,000. So it's going to be expensive, but I'm hoping to get something out of it. So I am looking forward to that. The day after, I have a time with my therapist, so if everything goes wrong, I have help. It's not why I have the time. I actually had the time with my therapist before that. So yeah. No, so I'm really feeling that is going forward. Another thing is about a couple of months ago, when I talked to my neurologist about my migraines, she said that they have a intravenous treatment called let's see if I have it here. I don't think I have it here, but Viera or something like that. which is basically the same medication as I have now, but you get it directly into your blood, and it's supposed to work much better. They had like a waiting period because they only had one nurse at the clinic that could do it, but they now have kind of outsourced it to a place that only does those kind of things. So any kind of medication that you need to get into the blood, they can take care of that. And so they actually booked the time this morning with me. So on the 7th, I am going to get the new medication, which I am so looking forward to, because my migraines are just getting worse and worse and worse, more intense. I'm having them all the time. The pain is just not going away. So it's gonna be nice to try a new medication, and I'm really happy about that. So happy things going on. Yesterday I got my hair cut. So I haven't cut my hair for 5 months, because I'm growing it out, because that is how I function. I cut my hair short because I get my hair down to like here somewhere, and it's long and it's thick. I have really, really thick hair, and it's just warm, and I just get frustrated and I go and cut it off, like usually very short. And then I have it short for a couple of years, really liking it. And then after a couple of years, I get tired of the upkeep, so I let it grow. And that's where we are now. I'm letting it grow. I'm also removing my undercuts. So those are the ones that are getting hidden now by my new haircut. And I've been looking crazy in my hair. I know that I've been looking crazy in my hair, but I've been wanting it to kind of get it to a point. And I finally booked a meeting with my hairdresser, and she got me some bangs. I usually have bangs when I have longer hair, because having the hair straight my face, because I have a fairly high forehead, doesn't really look good. But when it's shorter, you can kind of swoop it and stuff, and then it looks okay. But when you can't that, bangs works great. So that I have. I also have makeup on today because I've had it for a couple of days. Been really wanting to, I don't know, I want to try to make everything that I can to make myself happy. And one of the things I know makes me happy is when I go past the mirror and I have a little bit of makeup and I look more, that I have more energy than I have, because like my dark circles, they're deep. I am exhausted, but just by having this little change, it really helps me stay positive, which makes me happy. Other things I've done, I've been out walking in the rain. I think that was just after I recorded last time, but yeah, I talked to you about the trip, the like 9.5k walk that I did with Christopher, and then we're trying to get out at least 2 to 3 walks a week now, mostly because of my back and stuff, and also because I want to lower my heart rate, and the best way to do that is through getting some motion in you. But I had a little bit of got a little bit annoyed with Christopher, and it wasn't really his fault. But I got really annoyed. I think it was just all of the things, and I'm like, I'm gonna go out. I know that it's raining outside, it was like drizzling outside, but I'm gonna go out on a walk. And I decided to go walk into town from me, and that is 6.5k. And halfway there, it started pouring. I looked like a drenched cat when I got home. But yeah, no, it really got that energy out. I listened to music, I walked. These are the things that I used to do a lot before I got sick. Walking was one of my ways of exercise, and then I got sick, and as I'm getting sicker and sicker, I just don't do it because I usually have backlashes of it. I usually feel sick the next day. That's just life. but now I'm trying to say, okay, I'm gonna feel sick the next day, let's plan it so that I know that that is happening. So don't go out on a 6k walk if I'm having some big thing the next day, but try to get it in. And we walked home yesterday, which from Mall of Scandinavia, which is like a 30-minute walk. So just getting those shorter periods in. In total, I walked 12.5k yesterday because I was in the office yesterday. Only for the afternoon, but I was, so that was awesome. I don't know, the sun is really helping. It is also much warmer here in Sweden. It has been around 20 to 22 degrees during the days. It's usually no more than 10 in the morning, but that's another thing with Swedish weather. Because our humidity is fairly low or average, we don't really get that sustained heat. So if you go to somewhere like Florida, Florida has a much higher humidity than Sweden has, which does that you might have a high temperature. The temperature is much more even, is what I'm trying to say. You have a more even temperature throughout the day. The nights aren't super cool. And the days, even if they're warm, they're not super warm because you have that humidity that keeps it down. If we would have the same sun here in Sweden, it would be unbearable. When it's 30 degrees Celsius here in Sweden, because we don't have AC and we don't really have humidity, it is hot. When it's same temperature in Florida, when we go to Florida and it's 30 degrees, it's not the same. We don't have the same issues. So yeah, but 20 degrees is awesome. So yeah, I am really enjoying the weather and being able to be out and walk. I also enjoy that we're finally having really late sunlights. That is also a thing with Sweden, which I really enjoy, and that is during the summers we have like the sun sets very late. We even have like a period in like late June where we have days when the sun actually don't properly set, so you have a full day of sun. If you're in northern part of Sweden, you have more time where the sun never sets, so you have light all day all night. And then they in the winter have complete darkness all day and night in some periods, which we really don't get down here. But anyhow, it's good weather and I'm liking it. So yeah, no, it's been good. Yes, also the reason why I couldn't put the SAL video out that I was talking about was because I went and had dinner with my brother, or me and Christopher. So we actually traveled out to my brother and his family's place, which is actually my grandmother on my mother's side's old house. And we came out there around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we had dinner. We had fun time with him, his girlfriend, their daughter and her daughters, and yeah, it was nice. We actually usually we leave around like 7-8 because we have 1.5 hour drive to get home, but we actually stayed to like 10-11. Yeah, they live on an island, so they have road ferries. So basically ferries where you just take the boat. It's no there's no place you can sit or anything in it, because it's like a 10-minute ride from one side to the other of the island, from one island to another. But yeah, I actually grew up out there, moved away from home when I was like 18-19. But so we got with the 11 o'clock ferry and got home. So that was it was a very late evening, and Sunday was completely ruined because of that, because I'm not good with late hours, and I'm not good with like being out and about. I'm also very introverted, so I was quite exhausted like mentally from it, but it was a great evening. And I think that's the thing, I need to do more of these things. I need to balance it, but that doesn't mean not doing anything. It means figuring out how can I do something and then how can I relax. So yeah, but it was great. These past 2 weeks have been really, really great. I'm really, really happy about all of the fun things that we've been doing. So yeah, that was my 2 weeks. Have there been sad things happening? Yes, but I deal with them, so we're not gonna deal with them here. I am taking care of everything. Finding a therapist, finding new people to help me evaluate things. I have even more doctor's appointment these next 2 weeks. Like next weekend, or like Thursday, Friday and Saturday, I have doctor's appointment. So it is the evaluation, my therapist, and then I have my gynecologist that specifically treats my menopause. And then the week after I have my rheumatologist that is where we're going to talk about probably new medication, because I think I'm flaring at the moment. But yeah, that is things that are going on next week. So there's a lot of things planned. However, because of the evaluation and the therapist and all of that thing, it's probably going to put me in a strange mood. I've taken those 2 days off so that I can do it in the morning and then I can process the rest of the day. So I will get some cross stitching done and other things done throughout the weeks. But otherwise, work getting better. Also, on top of the medication, then I'm going to start taking the other medication. I have another helper medication that I haven't taken that much because I was kind of told that you're going to be careful with it and you only take it like emergency. But my doctor said that, well, you're constantly under emergency with the high levels of migraine you have. So you can take that medication 2 to 3 times a week if needed. And really just taking that really just raises that like trigger the I can say that I have a level where I get my migraines get triggered, and right now I'm sitting and pushing a little bit over that level all the time, and now with that medication it raises it up a little bit so that I don't hit that as much, so my migraine is much lower just by taking that extra medication. It really helps, which is just what I needed. So I think that also makes my mood better. I still have back pain, I still have the migraine, but it's not as high and intense that it has been in the past few days. And then that helps my mood, you know? It helps my mood. I don't know, it's sunny. Sun makes me happy. Anyhow, I'm gonna finish it off here because I've been blabbing along, just blabbing, but I hope to see you in 2 weeks time. I am planning on doing my tutorials and I'm hoping to get them done maybe those 2 days when I have time off, but we'll see. But also we have some time coming up here of vacation just because of bank holidays. So yeah, we'll see if some tutorials will be showing up here soon. I've started to plan them a little bit more into details and stuff. But yeah, that was all. I hope you have a great 2 weeks. I hope that the weather is playing nice with you. I'm hoping if you have any health issues that they are playing nice with you, and that you get the treatment that you need. I also hope you have time for stitching if that is what you want to do, or crocheting or knitting. I've been crocheting little squares. So yeah, I will see you in 2 weeks time on Saturday 6 p.m. and I hope you just have a great time. And if you want to join the SAL, just put it in the description now, or join me on Instagram or something and tag me so that I can see that you do. And if you have heard me blabbing this long, because it's been very, very long, put a coffee cup in the chat. I have mine here. It's actually my own coffee in one of those reusable Starbucks cups, but it feels like I have a Starbucks coffee, so kind of feels nice. But yeah, put a coffee cup in the description down below, and I'll see you in 2 weeks time. Bye!